Hello everyone, my name is Shira and welcome back to another adventure here in Minecraft. On the last episode, I built my new base, the Oceanside facility. And I've been quite busy since then. I've sorted all of my items to my storage room here, so it is now organized to how I want it to be. As you've also noticed, I've changed my skin to fit the holidays. And because it is the holidays, I decorated my base to fit the season. So, I'm gonna keep wearing this for a while. I've also made some expansions in my base. There's now a door over here that leads to a bunch of additional storage. This is where I will put some of my treasures and other random stuff that I find. Then over here, I have a study area of some sort. This is where I'm gonna store the book and quills that I have. Currently, I only have this one over here, which is the project progress book. I also made something over here. I am currently using this to farm trees since I don't have a dedicated place for it just yet. This isn't the thing I was going to build in this place though, but for now, this will be used for farming wood. I've also expanded over in here. My initials are here again, and over on this side is a wall of furnaces which I've been using to smelt some of my items. I don't have a super smelter just yet, but I'm gonna be building it sometime in the future. Then in this room over here are even more chests again. This is for my rockets, food, and other stuff that I always carry, so I can refill them quickly whenever I'm here. Okay, that's pretty much everything new that I've added. Oh, and there's also this one as well. This is actually a piston door, and if I click this note block here, it will open up to a new path, but currently there's nothing behind it. So, let's fix that today. So the plan I have for this episode is to continue expanding even more stuff in our base here. And the next project I have planned is in this book over here, the Underground Laboratory. So basically, this project involves building an underground laboratory beneath my base where I will build many farms so that I can collect their resources. So I will build an underground section in my base, and the laboratory will have a total of 3 floors. And each floor will have farms that are either automated or just manually activated. And as for the tasks, these are the 2 things I'm going to be doing this episode. So the first one is to dig a big hole, then the second one to build the laboratory. So let's get right to it. I'm planning on making the lab behind this piston door, and since it is an underground laboratory, it's going to go much deeper than this one. I definitely don't want to start building it from here since there isn't really much space in here to work with. And since the build I'm gonna be building is really big, I need a lot more space than here. So first things first, I'm gonna go dig a hole over here, going a couple of blocks down until I am deep enough. Alright, this is now deep enough to where I want to start building the laboratory. And I've also dug a bit going around here, and we can also now see the beams from my beacons. I'm gonna be building the lab with the beacons here at the very center of it. There's gonna be a structure that will be somewhat the center of attention of the entire build whenever I'm below here. And to build something like that, we need to open up the area more since there isn't enough space in here just yet. And that's gonna be the case for each floor that I will have in here. Each of the floors will house the farms that I'm gonna be building. So imagine here in the center where I am standing, there's gonna be an entryway on all 4 sides here, which will lead to different farms each. So if I'm gonna have 3 floors in the lab, there's potentially gonna be room to build at least 12 different farms. There's gonna be more than 12 though since I'm planning on building multiple different farms on some of the sides I mentioned. Well, we'll get to that once we start working on them. For now, let's focus on actually making the central section of the laboratory. It's gonna be a huge area, and I mean huge. So, I'm gonna do a lot of digging. And once I'm finished digging, there's gonna be a huge hole left in the area. Also, since I'm gonna be digging, I also prepared many Efficiency 5 Silk Touch pickaxe here, and they're gonna help me dig a bit faster. Please ignore the other tools here that are unenchanted. I ran out of levels and this is the only ones I was able to enchant. But it's going to be enough, I think. So now it's time to stop talking and let's get started on digging that hole. Digging is done and we are now left with this huge space here. It only took me an hour and a half to dig the entire thing. And as you can see, we now have a lot of space to work with. And this will just be the central section of my laboratory. Now you can imagine the size of this place. I actually just had enough pickaxes to work with. I'm gonna be repairing these guys later. Then back up here, these are all of the resources I've gathered from all of the digging. I have a couple of double chests full of stone. So now I have stone for days. There's also a couple of diorite, granite, and andesite. Then of course, here are all of the ores that I've got. No diamonds as expected. Anyway, let's continue on. So now that we have this area to work on, I'm gonna try to show you what I'm gonna be building. As I said before, this place will have a total of 3 floors. And to give you an idea, I've now marked where all of the floors will be. So the lowest floor will be here, then there's the middle, and the highest floor is over there. Each floor will be about 10 blocks high. I also made this circular shape made out of dirt here in the center. There's gonna be a column in here going all the way to the top, and it is basically the central structure for the laboratory. To get from one floor to another, I'm thinking of doing a big spiral staircase that will go around from here until the next floor. Then the same will apply to the next floor above. Then up here in the highest floor, the way going back to my base will be over here. I am probably just going to make a water elevator going up and down, but I'm kinda thinking of doing some sort of flying machine elevator. The problem is I don't think there's enough space here for the redstone, but we'll see. As I mentioned before, the entryway to the farms will be on all sides in each floor, except for the one on this floor here. Since this will be where the way to go up will be, it's gonna be different from the others. We'll get to it once we get there. Anyway, next up, I now need to gather the resources for the build. Considering the size, I'm gonna need a lot of building materials. It's gonna consist of a lot of concrete, terracotta, and other stuff. And right now, I'm pretty sure I don't have enough in my storage room. So it's time to collect some resources. Finally done with the resource gathering. And it actually took quite a while. This quartz here was really a grind to get. I got them through trading with my villagers. My trading hall isn't really that efficient right now, so getting the emeralds took a lot of time. Maybe I should get to upgrading my villagers soon. Then the other one was these blast furnaces. Yep, I'm using this as building blocks. These things are really expensive. The iron wasn't an issue even though it costs a lot of iron, but I only have a limited amount of smooth stone and waiting for them to smelt really took a lot of time. Well anyway, we have almost everything we need here, so we can now actually start building. Oh, and if you've noticed, the textures of the chests have changed. And that is because Christmas is almost here. A single chest and double chest change their textures during Christmas. With that said, let's put some of this under the Christmas tree. Anyway, it's time to start building the laboratory. I'm gonna start making it from below here. It's gonna take quite some time to finish the whole build, so I guess it's better to show it all in a time lapse. So, let's get building. All the floors have now been constructed, but I'm still not finished. I still have a few things left to do. So here's the center of the lab. I kind of envision this as some sort of energy source that powers the entire lab and the facility above. And at the very top of this is the beacon tower, where we can see the beams come out of it. Kinda fits to what I'm going for. This is the same on all floors by the way. Then, this is what each floor looks like. The floor is made out of quartz. Then we have this design in the corner. Then we have the four sides here. That is currently just a wall of stone. But this will be the entryway to the farms I'm gonna be building here. And here we can go up to the next floor in using this spiral staircase. And as you can see, each floor is basically the same. Then here at the top, it's a bit different from the other floors. One, there's no more staircase going up. Then on this side, this is of course where I'll be making the elevator going back to the facility above. So there's a couple of things left to do here. I want to mainly differentiate each floor to signify which floor I am visually. I'm thinking of probably putting the floor number in the center. I'm also thinking of making a specific color for each floor, so it will be more obvious. Then I want to add a few more decorations around to liven up the place a bit. But not much since I don't want to have things cluttered inside this space. So then, let me just do all that, and after I'm done, the laboratory will be complete. Okay, it's done. The underground laboratory is finally finished. So, let me give you a tour. I'm back here in my storage room, and as you know, the path going underground is behind this piston door. And as you can see, I've now installed a water elevator going down. So let's go to the laboratory. And now we're back here. To show you how I can get back up, if I stand on this pressure plate, the magma block will be replaced by soul sand. And there is enough time to go back up before it goes back to the magma block. Back here at the underground, you can see that I now added a number here. Since we're currently on the first floor, there's the number 1. And that is on all sides of it. Then on the corners here, I put some end crystals as decorations. I wanted to put some kind of movement in this place, and this is what I decided to use. This is pretty safe since it's behind glass, so no worries about it exploding. Then over here, I made this frame for the entryway to the farms. So this is the same on all sides. Then this is the side where the elevator is. As you can see, this is the one that is different from the other ones. But you can see this stone wall here, and that is because there will be something behind this as well. But that will be for the next episode. Now let's go down to the second floor, and you can see that there's number 2 here. Then the color here is green. Well, lime technically. So the only difference between each floor is the floor number in the center and the color of the entryway to the sides. Then here on the third floor, the color is red. So that's it for the 3 floors I built. But as you might have noticed, there is still a way down. And this one is a little different. And as we go down here, you can see that it is very different from the others as this is enclosed in a wall. Then, there is something over here where we can go down. And you can pretty much tell where this goes to. So, let's go down. And here we are. My skeleton farm from way back when. Now we have a way to go back to this place again. I never really use this place anymore, but it's cool that this can still be a part of my base. Then back up here, there's really nothing here unfortunately. I don't really have any plan on building something here, so this is just a dead end. Or maybe not. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't really have any plans here. So anyway, that is that. With the central part of the laboratory now done, we can now cross off our tasks for this episode. And on the next one, we can now start making those farms. It will probably not come out next week due to the holidays, but we'll see. Anyway, that is it for me today. I did a whole lot of things this episode. Building the whole thing actually took quite a bit of time. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching. We'll continue on our next adventure next time. Happy holidays everyone! And I'll see you when I see you.